Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I am Diego, and it's time for some more Sex in the City. That's right. It's Sex in the City time. You know what time it is, okay? We're going to talk about those lovely, virtuous young women in a small town, okay? They go through all the proper courting procedures before they will let a man kiss her hand. Yeah, right. No, it's a bunch of fucking alcoholic sluts that are fucking everyone in New York and then complaining about it. Complaining about men all the fucking time. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. All right, my name's Diego, and I have watched every single episode of Sex and the City. That's right. So I know what I'm talking about, okay? I've seen every episode, all right? I'm not some poser out there pretending to like the show when I didn't really like the show. Okay, I actually watched this show. Okay, and I loved it. Honestly, I did. That was great. Now I also watched that piece of shit show that came out recently, and just like crap. Yeah, that diarrhea show. I already watched that one. I already reviewed it. You want to see my videos already on here, okay? But we're not going to talk about that abomination, that abortion right there. No, we're going to talk about the good show, Sex in the City, okay? Late 90s to the early 2000s, okay? Now, the reason I watched this show, the reason I'm a straight guy and I watched these episodes, okay, and I watched all of them because I was hooked. Okay, it's because all the hot girls that I knew, I was a younger man back then. I was in my 20s. I was living in a big city, living in Chicago. You know, I just got out of the military. I was going to college during the day, and I was working at night in nightclubs, restaurants, all that kind of stuff. You know, we're all actors and models and all that kind of shit, right? So all the girls that I knew, all the hot girls I knew were watching the show. So I started watching it just to find out what they were all talking about. I mean, every hot girl I knew was watching the show, was talking about the show. I had no idea what the fucking show was, all right? So I started checking it out, and it ended up being pretty cool. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. The only problem I had was I did not like the way they represented the straight men on the show. Those men were fucking jokes. Those were cartoon characters. Those were not real guys. Now I understand why the guys did. I mean, it's a fucking paycheck and they're actors, okay? Of course, you know, if they're on a hit show, even if it's one episode, they're gonna get more exposure and move on to bigger and better things, okay? I mean, we had Justin Theroux was in 2 episodes. We had Bradley Cooper in 1 episode. You know, we've had Elizabeth Banks on there, okay? We've had a lot of famous people. Valerie Harper, Candace Bergen, Heidi Klum did a cameo. Okay, so we've had some famous people that became famous later on the show. I mean, Bon Jovi fucking did an episode. Okay, so you know, Vince Vaughn, Carrie Fisher. You know, I mean, we've had some people. Even Hugh Hefner showed up. Okay, in an episode. All right, so we've had some famous people in there. Matthew McConaughey, who can forget that one? Right, Carrie. We're gonna work this shit out, Carrie. Remember that one? Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. Okay, anyway, I love that. Okay, anyway, so we had a lot of people that showed up, you know, and became famous later on. They were on Sex and the City, so it was a very popular show. Okay, they're always on top of all the hot trends, whatever was nuanced at that time, whether it was technology or fashion or even like something like fucking TiVo. Okay, I mean TiVo was new back then, and they were showing that off on Sex and the City. That's how a lot of us found out about it. Okay, it was from watching Sex and the City. You know, that's what we found out about TiVo and Blackberries. Remember those? Yeah, I'm trying to forget that shit, okay? But yeah, so they were on top of all that stuff, okay? They even had Amazon Prime. Yes, in 2002, Charlotte orders a book from Amazon Prime in 2002. Yes, that fucking happened. That really happened in an episode. I couldn't fucking believe it either. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so a lot of that stuff was in there back then, and whatever was popular at the time, they threw it in Sex and the City, because you know how women are. They're always about fucking whatever's popular right now. Everyone just jumps on that fucking bandwagon, you know. They do. You all do. Come on, whatever's cool right now. If Bella Hadid is wearing it, okay, you're fucking wearing it, okay? So don't give me that bullshit. No, we don't do that. No, you do that. You do that, okay? But anyway, so the show was very popular amongst women. Okay, none of my straight guy friends were watching the show on a regular basis. I was the only one. Okay, but I did not like the way the straight men were being portrayed. Okay, so whenever I would talk to girls about the show, I would give them my point of view, and they would always be like, "Oh, really? What?" You know, because they only saw it from their own point of view. They didn't see it from my point of view. Okay, the show was not made for me. It was written by gay guys, lesbians, and feminists, and they don't know what a straight man is. They have an idea of what a straight man is, but they don't really know what we go through, what we think like, what we feel like. None of that shit. So they're giving us their best approximation of what straight guys do. Okay, but it's not realistic at all. Okay, but every once in a while they do get it right, and unfortunately, they got it right in this season especially, okay? Now, what I'm talking about is Jack Berger. All right, yeah, I know you women hate him, don't you? Okay, I know you women hate him, and I know why, but we haven't gotten to that yet. Okay, right now, Jack Berger and Carrie are still dating. They're having some problems, but ain't blown up yet. Well, it's gonna blow up. Okay. Now I've said this before. Okay, Jack Berger. Out of all the fucking all the guys that were on the show, okay, a broken clock is right twice a day. Okay, and they did get Jack Berger right. Jack Berger does act the way a straight guy would act, and I am talking from experience, okay, because that was the one guy on this show that I understood him completely. I know exactly what it's like to be Jack Berger, okay? I was Jack Berger, okay? I did have those personality traits. And I gotta tell you something, me watching these old episodes and seeing the way the character of Jack Berger, portrayed by Ron Livingston, the way he's portraying this guy is exactly the way I would have done it, okay? He's acting like he's doing the things that I would have done. Okay, which is really scary. It's not charming or anything. It's fucking scary because now I'm an older man now, and it's like I'm looking at myself the way I acted back then, back in my youth, and I'm seeing all the fucking mistakes that I made. Oh my God, you know, I can't believe I was so stupid. I cannot believe I did such stupid things. I remember I would defend that character to the other girls, and now I'm looking at it, it's like, okay, well, you know, okay, yeah, he was kind of a well, he's an asshole. He was an asshole. Okay, yeah, I admit it. But that's the kind of person that I was back then, you know, back when the show came out. That's the kind of way that's the way that I thought. Not completely, obviously, I'm not exactly like him or anything, but I was very similar to him, and I related to that character more so than any of the other guys on the show. I couldn't relate to Big. I'm not a multi-fucking millionaire. I couldn't relate to Steve because I was, oh yeah, you know, I'm gonna go hang out at the Kikijika pickle stand, you know, my bar over there, and I couldn't do that either. Okay, Aiden, no fucking way was I ever gonna be like Aiden. Okay, some fucking Davy Crockett fucking outdoorsman, you know, who likes to fucking make tables in his spare time. Nah, man, and fucking gets fucked over all the time. Nah, I couldn't do that either. Okay, and fucking, I mean, really, Baryshnikov, I got nothing in common with that fucker. Okay, the male ballet dancer, fuck no. The Russian ballet dancer, no. Okay, so yeah, so I mean, there wasn't really any guys I could relate to, but I could relate to Jack Berger. I really could. Okay, Harry, no, fuck no. Trey McDougal, fuck no. But I could relate to Jack Berger. Like, and it's scary. Okay, so this is going to be a two-part, okay, because I got a lot going on. There's a lot going on in this episode here, okay, especially with Carrie and Jack's relationship, all right? So I'm going to come over here, and I'm basically going to give you a straight man's point of view, okay? I'm going to tell you exactly what a typical straight guy would think about these situations, about these women, and about what's really going on, okay? Like I said, this is lollipop land, okay? It's not realistic at all, but a lot of women took it like it was realistic, okay? It's not, okay? And whenever, I'm going to here to separate the fact from fiction, okay? So if you're easily triggered, if you're easily offended, get the fuck out. I will not censor myself for you. Okay? I will not censor myself. Okay? Freedom of expression. Now, the real question you need to ask yourself is the truth bombs that I'm about to drop. Can you handle it? Because I don't think you can handle it. I don't. So let's see. All right? All right, so this episode here, it's season 6. Okay, it's season 6, episode 6. Okay, the title of this episode is Hop, Skip, and a Week. Hop, Skip, and a Week, all right? So this episode starts off with the courthouse in Manhattan, okay? So you got Jack Berger and Carrie. They're on their way walking up the steps of the courthouse. Okay, Carrie has been summoned for jury duty. Okay, so she has to go into the courthouse, and she's gonna try to bullshit her way out of it. She's gonna tell the clerk, "Hey, listen, I'm busy, I can't do it." Blah blah blah, and try to get the fuck out of there so she can go have lunch with her boyfriend Berger. Okay, so they're standing there in front of the courthouse. Okay, and she's basically makes a little joke about like, "Hey, you know what? If I gotta be here before 9 a.m., okay, everybody's guilty." Okay, it was just kind of funny. Now Berger's a writer like Carrie is, but he's not as successful as Carrie is. Okay, he's still struggling with his career. All right, and he tells her that while he's downtown, he's gonna go hang out at the computer store, you know, and to call him when she's done so they can go have lunch. And Carrie's like, "Oh, so you're not gonna write today?" All right, so we're already starting off on the wrong foot. Okay, now, just to give you some context, okay, last episode, Berger basically ditched Carrie at this fucking play that she wanted him to go to, that Samantha, her friend's boy toy that she's fucking, was starring in this play. So he went to it, but at the last moment, he decided that he was too depressed to leave, because he got into a fight with Carrie about her successful book and how he got fired from his publisher. So he's kind of doesn't have anybody who's going to buy any of his books now. So he's kind of worried about that. And he feels bad. He was trying to keep it secret, but Carrie knows about it, so now he's trying to overcompensate for it, by riding on a motorcycle, and that scared Carrie. They got into an argument. He apologized, but he feels like shit about himself, and he didn't feel good enough to hang out with Carrie and her friends at this play, so he just like left without going inside. Okay, so now they're again. And we're starting to see a part of Jack Berger about his insecurities and about his low self-esteem, that he really suffers from low self-esteem. It was charming at first when we first met him because he was always doing this self-depreciating humor. He was like full of these one-liners, always making fun of himself, which is funny. I mean, if you've ever watched like Rodney Dangerfield or Gary Shandling, that's the kind of humor they did in their stand-up, okay? They were always making fun of themselves, and it was hilarious. Okay, and Berger was hilarious. He made fun of himself all the time, but now it's not so funny. Now I'm starting to realize that he actually kind of half believes this shit that he says about himself, about him being a loser and he's not any good. Okay, and it's okay when he makes jokes about it when he says it, but if you criticize him, no, that's not going to fly with him at all. Okay, and you will face repercussions if you try to criticize him. Unfortunately, I do understand this character very well. Like I said, I'm not a perfect human being. He's basically me on a bad day. All right. So anyway, so he's talking to Carrie. He says he's going to hang out at the computer store to give him a call when she's done. And she says, "So you're not going to write today?" He's like, "What's that supposed to mean?" She's like, "It was just a question." He's like, "What do you think I was going to do all day, huh? Just sit on my ass and do nothing and slack off?" Whoa, dude, man, back the fuck up, man. She just asked you if you were going to write today. Okay, you're taking way too much meaning out of this, okay? You're putting your own meanings in there, okay? You're filtering this through your own fucking, through your own insecurities, and you're taking it out on her, dude. What the fuck, man? Don't do that. Don't do that. You're basically picking a fight with her, and she was not trying to pick a fight with you, okay? Okay, because he's insecure, And Carrie's like, "That's not what I meant, look. It's early, okay?" And they're both sipping their Starbucks coffees, He's like, yeah, it is, He's like, "You know what we need, Carrie? You know what we need right now?" She's like, "What?" "We need one of those old-time romantic Hollywood kisses, okay?" So he basically picks her up and sweeps her down and gives her one of those fucking Gone with the Wind kisses. One of those fucking V-Day kisses that you see when the sailor kisses that nurse, the famous World War II picture, Victory Day. Yeah, okay, he does one of those things, okay, with Carrie in front of the courthouse steps. It is kind of charming and fun. He's a big movie buff. He watches a lot of TV and a lot of movies like I do, okay, unfortunately. And so he dips her and kisses her, all right. So meanwhile, now at the courthouse, Carrie goes in the courthouse. She talks to the clerk. She tries to get out of jury duty. She makes some stupid ass excuse. Okay, the clerk's not having any of it. She tells her to fucking sit down and wait to see if she gets called up. All right, so she's sitting there bored out of her fucking mind. Okay, in the courthouse. And I've been to jury duty. It fucking sucks. It's boring as fuck. I remember I had to go for fucking jury. It was on Halloween. I had jury duty, and I had to fucking sit there with all these assholes in their fucking Halloween costumes. It was a fucking joke. But anyway, meanwhile. Miranda is running late. Okay, she's a single mom, whatever. She's running late for work, so she's in her business suit, but she's carrying her baby around. She's waiting for Magda, who's the housekeeper / nanny, to show up. So she shows up, okay? She's the Ukrainian nanny / housekeeper, and she takes the baby, And Miranda's realizing that she's fucking working way the fuck too much as a lawyer. She's an attorney at this prestigious law firm. Okay, yeah, she went to Harvard. Okay, so she's fucking, she's on point as far as her career goes. But she's starting to feel really bad. She's starting to feel very guilty that she has to leave her son for so many hours during the day, so that she can work, and make the money. So basically, and her son's crying. I mean, little baby Brady is like a year old, maybe not even a year old, and he's crying, for his mommy, And once she hands him over to fucking Magda, he starts crying for her. And I know what that's like to have your baby crying for you, Yeah, it sucks. It sucks when you got to go. You got to go to work, And so she feels that. She feels guilty that she's leaving him for so long with basically the babysitter, okay? And she's afraid that her baby is going to get attached to the babysitter more so than her, okay? Which when you're a career woman, absolutely, okay? You know what? I said it before, fucking Miranda's not cut out to be a mom. She's not. She's doing it because she has to, okay? Because she can't change her mind anymore. It's too late. Okay, because remember, she was going to abort the baby, okay? But she changed her mind at the last minute, okay? she's not really a motherly type of person. She's kind of winging it, and I understand that, because I'm a parent myself, so I understand. You can see that's my son right there. Okay, I'm a parent myself. I'm a single dad. And because my son's mother, I'm not gonna get into it here, but yeah, she passed away, so I know what it's like to have to raise a child by yourself. Okay, yeah, so I get it. When you have to leave and go to work and stuff, it sucks. It sucks. Okay. So anyway, meanwhile, Charlotte, on the other hand, okay, she's now part of a synagogue. She joined this group, this women's. It's called the Synagogue Sisterhood Society. Okay, which is basically it's her and a bunch of old Jewish ladies. Okay, we're talking a lot of fucking Barbra Streisands. Okay, in there with their Jewish New York accents. Okay, and they're all there, and of course she's the youngest one there, and all of them are old. And they all have their Jewish accents, Oh, darling, you come over here. They all sound like fucking Barbra Streisand, all right? And they're all trying to fix Charlotte up with their son. Okay, I got 2 boys and they're both single, Charlotte. You're gonna love them. That kind of shit, And Charlotte's still trying to get over her breakup. With her boyfriend Harry, her divorce attorney, yeah, the one that handled her divorce from Trey McDougal. Okay, well, what do you call it? Sorry, Charlotte got the apartment in the divorce, that $1 million apartment that she had that she did not work for because she doesn't work. She's living off her alimony, which is pretty hefty considering that her ex-husband is a multi-millionaire and they were married for less than a year, and she got to keep the apartment, but she wants to sell the apartment, so she's been hanging out a lot with her boyfriend Harry, who was her divorce attorney. The ink wasn't even dry on her divorce papers yet when she started fucking him. Okay, and then of course she fell in love with him right away, even though he's short and he's got a hairy back and he's bald. And some of the things he does is kind of gross. Like he spits out his food in front of people. He was sweating a lot, on top of her once, and when he's in his business suit, just shit like that. But he is funny. He's a likable guy, okay? And he's got balls. At least he did back then. He doesn't anymore. But he had balls back then, okay? And he stood up for himself. And she was giving him shit because she expected him to fucking propose to her because she converted to Judaism, and he never told her he would, okay? But because he hadn't done it yet, she gave him a bunch of shit about it and kept pestering him to propose to her, set the date, and he said, fuck this, I don't need this shit, and he fucking walked out on her. And now she's all upset, she's still in love with him, and Charlotte, the best looking girl out of all 4 of them, and she's in love with the fucking short, bald, Jewish attorney, with the hairy back, she's in love with him. Hey, you know what? It's lollipop land, okay? It's lollipop land, all right? Now, of course, I've seen this before. She is a gold digger, and he's got money. I know he's got a posh apartment in fucking Manhattan, and he's got a house in the Hamptons, so of course he's got money, okay? And that's the most important thing for Charlotte, okay? If you're not making fucking 9 figures, okay, she ain't gonna look at you, okay? Charlotte is a gold, and they don't say that on the show. No, they'll never say that on the show, okay? But if you just look at her behavior and look at the guys that she goes out with and the things that are important to her, she's a fucking gold digger. But she's also an airhead, okay? So I guess these things balance themselves out, all right? But she's pining over him, and she still thinks that she's Jewish because she did officially convert to Judaism. But yeah, it's just her. So she doesn't really want to get with anybody. She's not in the mood to date again, okay? She kind of is hoping that Harry will come back, okay? But after she went psycho, I would not have come back. But I live in the real world. These women live in fucking lollipop land, okay? Where all these men that are fucking rich billionaire CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, with their ripped abs and their chisel features, and their big dicks, all they're attracted to is a bunch of fucking middle-aged alcoholic slutty women, In this reality, that's how it is, okay? Because it's that way in real life too, right? Okay, so that's going on here, okay? Okay, so all the synagogue women want to set Charlotte up. Okay, meanwhile, Samantha is showing off a billboard. Yes, she's a publicist, okay? And her not boyfriend, because she doesn't do relationships, okay? But Samantha's 45 years old. She's a publicist in New York. She owns her own PR firm. That's what she does for a living. And her boy toy is a struggling actor, okay? Okay, so this guy is ripped chisel features, super good looking. He's got the fucking blonde locks, okay? He's like a fucking pretty boy. He's like the 0.00001% of like the best looking guys in the world. He's like a fucking male model, okay? Well, and he's 28 years old and he's broke. So Samantha decided to fucking help him out with his career, okay? Because he's so nice to her, okay? And she wants to do something for him because he needs her help because she's a strong, independent boss bitch woman and this guy needs her help, okay? Yeah, right. So she's the one with all the power here, right? Bull fucking shit, okay? He is fucking using her. He's using her because she is a publicist. Okay, that's why he's fucking her. He's fucking her because she can boost his career. That's why he's doing it, but this show ain't gonna tell you that. No, because that would make Samantha a fool, and we can't have Samantha be a fool when she's the most popular woman on the show. No, we can't do that, can we? No, even though it would be more realistic, okay? I've worked in this industry, okay? I know guys exactly like Smith Jared. That's his name. That's his fake name. His real name's Jerry Jared, but Samantha came up with Smith Jared because it sounds sexier and she can sell that name better, okay? So she's been doing free publicity for him, taking out ads with his headshot, promoting his piece of shit bullshit plays, and now she got a billboard in Times Square, a huge fucking billboard in Times Square for her boy toy, okay, which is basically him naked with a bottle of Vox vodka where his cock should be, okay? And look at this, you know, and she's showing it off, okay, and he's like, oh my God, I had no idea that you would do anything like this. Yeah, right, you fucking asshole. He is so fucking user, and he's playing it off like he's some innocent. I had no idea you'd do this for me. For me, really? Oh my God, Samantha, no one's ever done anything like this for me. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, you fucking con man piece of shit. This guy, you know what this guy is? Okay, I'm gonna tell you what he is, okay? I don't think I can say it on YouTube, okay? So I'll just give you a little hint, okay? It begins with a G, and it ends and it rhymes with Igalo. Okay, that's what he fucking is. Okay, that's what he fucking is. Okay, he uses women for benefits, for money, I know guys like this. I know guys like him. I worked with many guys that were like him. They had their sugar mamas. Okay. These women that could help them with their careers, and even if it wasn't careers, I knew guys that were getting their women to buy them fucking laptops and motorcycles. Yes. I knew a woman that bought a dude a fucking motorcycle just because he was fucking her good. Yeah. I had to sell the bike though. No, no, never. No. We're not talking about me. Okay, we're not talking about me. Okay, but the point is, okay, is that there's guys out there, not very many, okay, very few, okay, very few, not very many. Now, most guys do not do this, okay. But the few that do this is what they do, okay? They find women with means, okay, usually divorcees with huge alimony checks, okay, that kept the house in the divorce, okay, that take care of them, get them whatever they want. In exchange, you know, they lay the pipe, all right? And that's what he's doing, okay? He's getting, it's a quid pro quo, okay? You do for me, I do for you. Okay, so all he's got to do is fuck her on a regular basis and make her think that he's in love with her or falling in love with her, because you can keep that one going a lot longer than you can I love you, all right? And she just falls for it. Meanwhile, she thinks that she's the boss bitch. She's in charge of this relationship. She's controlling this guy, this fucking stud, and therefore she's going to help him out because she feels sorry for him. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And Samantha's supposed to be the goddess of sex. She's supposed to know everything about sex. She's the one that advises all the other girls on their sexual problems, okay? And she does not know this. She does not know that she's being used. And honestly, I don't think the people that wrote this episode even realize what's going on here, okay? I think they think this is fucking real. Like this would happen in real life. No, okay, this shit does happen in real life, okay? But it happens for a reason, okay? Guys like this, okay, only fuck women like Samantha because she hit the wall decades ago, okay? I'm sorry, okay? Kim Cattrall at 45 is not as sexy as Kim Cattrall at 22, okay? And she ain't been 22 in a long fucking time, okay? So, yeah, so Smith Jared being with her, he would only be with her realistically, straight man's point of view, is if she was doing something for him financially, okay? And that is exactly what she's doing, okay? She has a professional PR firm, and she is working for him for free to boost his fucking career. She's got her mindset to make him into a star, okay? And it's working. She got this huge billboard of him on Times Square. I mean, oh my God, come on. Like that's the shit right there, okay? There's this guy named Michael Bergen back in the 90s. He was actually fucking JFK Jr.'s wife while they were married. Yeah. And he was a male model for, I forgot who it was for, but he was a male for, was it for Guess? I don't know. But he was an underwear model like Marky Mark was back in the day, like Mark Wahlberg was back in the day. And he had a huge billboard of himself in Times Square. So I'm just remembering that, okay? This guy had a huge billboard of himself in his underwear. And now fucking this fictional guy, Smith Jared, has a huge billboard of himself with a big bottle of vodka where his cock should be, right? It's like, come on, man. This is just some bullshit. But anyway, okay, so that's going on here. And they're talking about it. And Smith is like, oh my God, my dick is 3 stories tall. And Samantha's like, and that's exactly the way Madison Avenue and God intended it. Because she thinks she's in charge of this shit. She doesn't realize she's being played. Okay. Meanwhile, Diane Sawyer is doing a fucking video for all the people on jury duty. That all the jury duty people have to watch it, okay? It's fucking stupid how you have to sit there, just watch these stupid fucking videos on the importance of jury duty and doing your civic duty and all this shit. And Carrie's sitting there bored out of her mind, and she looks over. There's this old black man, and he opens up his briefcase, and he pulls out a mango. Like, what the fuck? And he's holding it in his hand. We don't know why, but she remembers it, okay? So later on, when she goes to lunch, or she goes to dinner with her boyfriend Berger, they go to some nice restaurant. And she tells him about it, and he's like, oh, well, mango's no problem. Now, if it was a pineapple, you need to give me a call. Okay, because pineapple, that's some serious shit. All right. So he's making jokes about it, all right? So they're there. They're at this restaurant, and they just sit down at this nice restaurant, okay? And they're dressed nice, okay? And then all of a sudden, Charlotte shows up out of fucking nowhere and jumps into their booth and is hiding in their booth and telling them both to hide. And Berger's like, what? Charlotte, what are you doing here, and why are we hiding? She's like, oh my God, I'm on a date from hell. Oh, that guy over there, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Oh my God, I cannot let him see me. Okay, Carrie, this is what I want you to do. I want you to call me here in a few minutes like it's an emergency. That'll give me an excuse to fucking leave, so I don't have to put up with this loser anymore, okay? And she's like, okay, no problem. And then after that, I do that, you can come and have lunch with us? You can sit down with us? Okay, or dinner. You can have dinner with us? Okay. So, so that's going on here. She says it was the worst date of her life. So she takes off and leaves, right? And Carrie's like, okay, you can have dinner with us. Okay. So the guy is a weirdo. He's some Jewish guy. And he just talks like really slow and methodic. And, hello, Charlotte. I noticed you were gone for a long time. That kind of thing. And she's creeped out by him. And so, her phone rings, and she's like, you know what? I better answer that in case it's an emergency. And she says, hello, and it's Carrie. It's an emergency, Charlotte. Okay, yes, it's an emergency. I got to go. Bye. So she leaves, and she ends up sitting down next to them, okay? So it's Charlotte on one side, Berger sitting in the middle, and Carrie's sitting on the other side, okay? So they're sitting there, and she's talking about this date from hell, okay, that she just got out of, okay? And she's telling him, like, oh, my God, and they're drinking Cosmos because the women on the show are always drinking Cosmos, okay? And she tells him, like, I know it would be terrible. I knew it. Right when I saw him, that it was going to be a terrible date. I mean, this guy brought me some carnations. And Berger's like, he brought you some flowers. What an asshole. She's like, no, not flowers. It was carnations. And he's like, oh, well, what's wrong with carnations? She's like, those are filler flowers. And Berger's like, hey, Carrie, if I brought you some carnations, would you dump me? And Carrie's like, no, because I actually like carnations, and the pink carnations are making a comeback. Now, if you had docksiders or topsiders, then yeah, I would dump you. He's like, and Charlotte's like, no, those are cute. I have no idea what topsiders or docksiders are, okay? This is what they're fucking saying, all right? And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? You ladies, this is the kind of shit that pisses us off, okay, that we don't understand. Okay, what the fuck? You make all these standards for men that make no fucking sense. I mean, if I'm dating a girl and she's fucking wearing something that I think is stupid, I'm just going to tell her it looks stupid. Why don't you wear something else? That's it. I'm not going to fucking be like, oh, you actually wore those? Okay, we are so over. No. You brought me carnations? I don't like carnations. Okay, that's it. We're breaking up. No. I don't like these flowers, all right? but thanks for trying. You know, that kind of thing. You know, that's what we would do. It's not a fucking deal breaker. You women act like it's a fucking deal breaker. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. And he's frustrated and listening to this shit. Because there's no way a man can win. All right? And Berger's like, oh, so basically all guys are just fucked. Is that it? And Charlotte's like, no, none of that stuff matters if you're with the right man. You know, and she's like, Harry was bald and he talked with his mouth full. You know, you didn't fucking tell Miranda that shit because she's always talking with her mouth full. But anyway, she's like, Harry was bald and he talked with his mouth full, but you know what? I still loved him. Yeah, Harry also knew that you were recently divorced and you were lonely and extremely vulnerable, okay? So he took advantage of that situation, okay? That's why you're in love with him, okay? Because he showed up right at the right moment, okay? He knew what he was fucking doing. He was waiting to catch you at the right time. There was no fucking magical epiphany involved here, okay? That's what he did, okay? He took advantage of a lonely, insecure woman, okay? And he knew you were heartbroken over your divorce. That's why he took advantage of you, all right? I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure he fell in love with you too. But the way he did it, okay, I mean, this was textbook. Okay, this is how you seduce a woman. You grab them when they're vulnerable, and that's what Harry did, okay? So there was no fucking love involved here, okay? That came later, okay? And don't forget, Charlotte, you were embarrassed to be seen with him in the beginning, okay? So Berger's like, okay, so you loved him because he didn't bring you filler flowers. Is that it? And Charlotte's like, no, it's because I loved him. So obviously she's not over him, okay? And Carrie's like, of course you did. Okay, Jack, don't talk like that to her. Let's do that again, okay? So Charlotte says, no, it's because I loved him. Okay, so you loved him because he didn't bring you filler flowers. You know? And she's like, no, it's because I loved him. And Carrie's like, of course you did, Charlotte. Of course you did. Hey, Berger, don't say that to her. She actually said that to him in front of her in a public place. All right. Gloves are off. All right, Carrie, you have just entered bitch fucking zone. All right. You just berated your boyfriend in public, no less. In front of one of your best friends, the pretty one, I might add. You have just picked a fight. Okay? You have just picked a fight. Now, a normal guy, maybe, or a guy, a simp, maybe, a guy who has no fucking backbone, who just easily caves into women, you know, would back down right now. Okay? But a guy with some sense of self-esteem would not back down right now. Okay? And unfortunately for you, your boyfriend has a problem being criticized. He has a big problem being criticized. He has a bigger problem being humiliated or put in his place in public in front of your friend. Okay? No, that's not going to fly. Okay? You've basically emasculated him in public. All right? And you don't even fucking realize you did it. Okay? So you are going to face some repercussions. Okay? Because unfortunately, your boyfriend does have a backbone and he will fucking stand up to you. Okay, when you do some shit like this, okay? And that's exactly what Jack Berger does, okay? Now, he doesn't go straight there, okay? But he does apologize first. He says, hey, I'm sorry, I was just trying to be funny, you know? Carrie won't let it go, though. Well, it wasn't funny. Okay, that was your out, Carrie. He gave you an out. He apologized. You could have dropped it, but no, you had to hit him again, okay? Okay, so you have officially picked a fight with a guy who does not enjoy losing. All right? So I hope you're ready to fucking fight, okay? Because it's going to come down to that. You've just made him feel bad, okay? He's got to regain his honor now, all right? Okay, you've just emasculated him and he didn't ask for it, but you did, okay? You took him down a peg in front of your friend, okay? He apologized and you still did it, okay? So fuck you, Carrie. The gloves are off now, okay? Bitch, you're fucking going down. Okay, you just fucking threw down the gauntlet. I hope you're fucking ready to take your fucking lumps, metaphorically speaking, of course. I don't believe in violence against women. Okay, but get ready to fucking take your lumps, Carrie, because it's fucking coming now. All right, boom. All right, Now, I am going to stop this review right here before I get really upset. Okay, and I will be back in part 2 for the main event. All right, so thank you for watching this long, and I will see you on the next one.